Story that we're following for you is the violent weekend that played out in the city of Dallas. Since Thursday night, at least 7 people have been fatally shot, and there have been at least 21 shootings in the city since that time. Our Ben Russell is following that story for us right now. He joins us live from home with the latest. Ben?
Laura, these crimes have clearly kept detectives busy all weekend long, and in fact, within the last hour, they put out 2 new pieces of information about 2 of those shootings, 2 of the many that we're reporting on. One of them includes specific evidence that they want you to see. It's video that they have to share of surveillance camera that happened to be pointing in the direction of a vehicle they want you to pay close attention to. It's a 4-door car, possibly a Honda Civic. It has dark rims. This vehicle was last seen speeding away from the scene of a homicide last night. This was a homicide of a man named Raul Resendez on Curvin Drive. That's in Pleasant Grove. The victim's daughter, Diana Resendez, she saw that vehicle. She sped after it, and she was later found shot to death in her own car. Now, police also just put out new details about a separate shooting from around the same time last night, about 9 o'clock on Forest Lane. 2 parents in this incident, we're told, were on their way to pick up their 2-year-old from daycare. They got into a crash right outside of the daycare. The driver of the other car pulled a gun, shot both of them, and drove away. Though we should say those 2 people both did survive that incident. Police are looking for that driver. These were, again, 2 of 9 separate shootings on just Sunday alone. And again, one of at least 21 since last Thursday night. We talked about this troubling trend with family members of recent murder victims, a woman whose brother was hit by a car, and a man whose son was shot and killed at a Dallas nightclub.
It is difficult to understand. I think it's difficult for everyone to understand what people's minds are going through, what they are going through, and why do they feel like they need to turn to violence.
I just hope and pray other families don't have to go through what I'm going through of unnecessary violence.
Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson put out a statement speaking to much the same thing those 2 people did as well. It reads in part, Dallas cannot reduce violent crime by shrugging off the numbers or pointing toward increases in other cities. The next police chief must be committed to doing his or her part to help make Dallas the safest large city in the country. Again, he's mentioning that because the city of Dallas is looking for its next police chief. Now, in terms of numbers, as of Thursday, Dallas had already surpassed the total number of homicides in the city for all of last year. There have been 7 homicides since that milestone was met, and there's still about 7 weeks left in this year.